Zoe Hanim. I'm the Prevention Channel Lead at Wokingham Borough Council. I also chair the Reading Channel Panel. So I'm going to talk a little bit just about the link between safeguarding as we understand it and digital safeguarding, then hand over to our expert, Hiro, who will talk a bit more in depth about that. And we do have a video to share as well. So, as I said, purpose really is to explain a bit about digital safeguarding, who might be vulnerable online, what are the risks, and safeguarding against those risks. So what is digital safeguarding? So a good definition of safeguarding in its own word is taking proactive steps to prevent harm and abuse from occurring. And good safeguarding practice means you'll know what to do if harm or abuse ever takes place, who to contact, what to tell them, how to help the person who's experienced abuse. But what is digital safeguarding? Really, it's the same thing, but in a digital space. And it simply means taking steps to stay safe online as opposed to in the physical world. And in the digital context, it's really, as I said, much like safeguarding any other context. So safeguarding under the Care Act means protecting both children and vulnerable adults to live in safety, free from abuse and neglect. It's about people working together to stop those risks and experience of abuse or neglect. And safeguarding risk really involves an allegation or concern that a person has or may have behaved in a way that has harmed themselves or another person, and it indicates they may pose a risk of harm to others. In the same way as all safeguarding, online safeguarding involves a whole range of potential risks and really must be looked at as well in the context of both a victim and a perpetrator. And who is vulnerable online? So we're all vulnerable at different times in our lives, depending on our circumstances and life events. Social media risks are really, quite well versed for young people, bullying, mental health. And interesting, when I've been researching this subject, there is limited amounts of information about protecting vulnerable adults online, but loads about young people. But could these risks also apply to older people? And yes, the answer is yes. So when you think of those more at risk than others, that could include a wide range of people. So it could be people with disabilities, people who might be ill, people with mental health difficulties, homeless people, maybe people who haven't got English as a first language. So those are kinds of factors that might make older people vulnerable online in the same way that I think a lot of people are aware that young people are vulnerable online. I'm going to hand over to Hiro now to introduce, and we've got a video to share. So I'll hand over to Hiro. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Hiro. I work for Thames Valley Police and on their cybercrime unit. A lot of people are not aware that we do have a cybercrime unit within the police force. And what we do is we tend to deal with helping people understand more and protect themselves online. So, cybersecurity isn't the most interesting topic. It's, but it's not hard to stay safe online. So I'll give you a couple of foundations to actually help you secure yourself online. Or if you don't know where to start, this will be a very good starting point and a very good topic and advice to then give to whoever you're talking to regarding online. So I've Googled with the Earth or currently in the Earth, there's 8 billion people. And within that 8 billion people, we all have something in common, which is social media. Social media is a big part of our life right now. And if you're like me, I have what we call TikTok, and I watch, cooking videos and fashion, and I love shopping online. And social media is great for that. However, the downside of it, social media, a lot of us share information that is specific towards us. And sometimes we don't even know that that's a little bit harmful, but a lot of people do tend to use that against us. And that's where what you would call as phishing happens. However, before phishing, let me tell you something about we call social engineering. If you've heard of it, that's good. If you haven't, but basically the gist of it is what the con artists use. So social engineering is the attack, they manipulate people. They ask you to share what you normally wouldn't share, visit websites you wouldn't normally visit, and basically try and compromise your personal or your organization's security. That is basically social engineering. And that's mainly a lot of people would use these days. Or when you hear someone, oh, I got scammed or I got hacked, what it boils down to is they actually got social engineered because it is what the scammers or hackers use. And they do that in a form of what we call phishing. And within phishing, there is vishing and crishing. Basically, phishing is as the word suggests, is phishing where what they'll do, they'll send tens and thousands of email addresses or emails to email addresses and hoping one or two people will click the link. Because back in the day, before there was phishing, there were big yellow phone books, and they would call endless and endless of numbers, endless of landlines back in the day, hoping they would scam someone or they would just cold call and then keep them on the call, and then they would make money out of it. That is exactly the same thing now, but with emails. With phishing now is the phone calls that you would hear. And what it does, because of AI, it copies people's voices and it actually only takes 30 seconds of your voice clip for them to replicate it and then basically type in and mimic your voice. And crishing is those QR codes. I'm not sure if you guys have parked recently, but Ringo is very common where you would go up and then you would scan the QR code. It'll take you to the site or the app. So just be very careful because recently people have been sticking stickers on top of those QR codes. So just double check before you scan the QR code, okay? And make sure you do trust the person if someone's handing you a QR code. So that's basically the type of, social engineering that they're using. And they said it takes about 9 to 10 seconds for people to read or decide to open up an email. So on the left-hand side is the wrong one or the fake email, and on the right-hand side, it's the legitimate email. So I'll give you about 9 seconds or 10 seconds to have a look through on the left-hand side. It's no cheating. I know you can see the next slides, but just try it for yourself for now, and then we'll go on the next slide. Okay, so that's 10 seconds. It's fairly quick, and a lot of us, from day-to-day view emails. So those are the wrong ones, right? So that's phishing. So that's how normally back in the day people would train you what to look for phishing. It's normally it appeals to your human nature where it threatens you or where it makes you basically ask you to do something urgently, make you panic. And then there's grammatical errors and there's a link that you normally click. But on the right-hand side, there's no link. It's just a pretty button with, words in it. You wouldn't actually see the whole website link. So that's for the emails. And it's very, very common. So 80% of actually a lot of people getting scammed or getting hacked. And with the cases that I dealt with, it is that part where the phishing email happens. It's not normally, through Outlook. Sometimes, again, with social engineering, I'll search about someone in LinkedIn. I'll search someone in Facebook. Okay, they like this band, or okay, they went to this university, or they went to this college. The most common one is, oh, hey, you went to this college. We're just asking for our alumni. If you can click this link so we can then try and get an invite sent to you. So most allow people, okay, it's from the university and I did go to that university. So they'll click that link. So that's why you try to tell them if you don't, if you're not expecting an email from anyone or that particular person or that particular organization, just take 5 seconds and then double check what's actually in the email itself or if it actually is the right email address for that organization or for that person. However, now we have phones, and on top of phones, we have AI. So you'll have emails such as this, where there's no grammatical errors, where there's no links that you can see on the left-hand side. However, on phones nowadays, if you actually hold and long press the actual link itself, there will be a window that comes up or it'll pop up on that. And then it'll tell you the whole website link. For the website link, you want to always have a look at the HTTPS. So S stands for secure, and a lot of companies normally require a certificate that to prove that they're not doing something dodgy. And make sure it does end in .com, .co, or .uk.gov, and make sure it doesn't, have a hyphen or any other dot malicious after the .com. That's basically to tell if it's legitimate or not. And if you're still not confident of clicking the link, don't worry about it because with Outlook or Gmail, if you look on the left hand side under Corey Nashrainer, you can see it's corey.nashrainer@watchguard.com. However, if you hit reply on whichever email you're looking, you can actually have a look. You see on the left hand side, Corey Nashrainer's email actually changed. It's mobile research. It's mobile research at gmail.com. You see? So it actually changed the email itself. So if you're still not confident on clicking the link, and if you're still not, confident on that person, just hit reply and see if their email changes and, verify them through that way. So that's for phishing email. With phishing AI, with the voice replication, you can always ask them to whistle or ask them to sing you a song. AIs are great. They're very advanced, but they still can't whistle. They still can't sing a song perfectly, the right tune, or just have if it's from a trusted person, your family or friends, you can always have a safe word between you guys. I know it's a bit silly, but it does work. It does work. There are companies out there, they have the word of the day per se. So word of the day is in their intranet or they share it amongst themselves, and then that's basically something to verify themselves or each other. So that's for phishing. And then on top of that, we have 2FA, 2SV, MFA. You normally have come across this. This is the six-digit code that you normally input after your passwords. With your passwords, make sure you recently change them every 3 to 6 months. And with passwords, you want to use passphrases instead. And please do not recycle passwords. I've dealt with so many cases where they would recycle passwords, where their password for Google is um, you know, Google, let's say Google123, and then for their next account is Google1234. So they recycle passwords and then just change one or two digits or characters. So don't do that. It is very easy to break into those kind of passwords. But yes, for 2FA, so they're the six-digit codes. Just make sure you don't, yeah, make sure you don't give this to anyone. And if anyone's asking you for the codes, never give it to them because there are scams currently happening, especially for WhatsApp, because a lot of people aren't aware there's WhatsApp for business. And what happens is the criminals will call you, and while you're on the call, they'll say, "Oh, sorry, I mistakenly sent my code to your phone." And because you're on the call with them, it'll come up on your phone for about 6 seconds, and then allow people read back the code to that person on the other side of the call. And what they do, they create a account on the business, WhatsApp business, and then they take over your personal account through there. So just make sure you don't share any codes and make sure you do activate the codes themselves. A lot of emails and a lot of accounts, especially social medias, have these codes as well. So advise them to activate that. And sometimes they even allow you to have passkeys. So passkeys is your thumbprints, fingerprints, or your face ID now, and they're really great. So you don't have to remember passwords, and you just have passkeys. So this is great. And then for Wi-Fi, a lot of people love to use free Wi-Fi. I like to use free Wi-Fi as well, especially in airports. However, the only downside of it is if you do use free Wi-Fi, just make sure you don't input any details or any credentials. For example, your emails or your passwords. They say, "Oh, it's free Wi-Fi, however, you have to create an account." Great. What I normally do is I put in, let's say, Heathrow@gmail.com or Heathrow free Wi-Fi at gmail.com, and I create a fake password of password 1234 exclamation mark. Because they don't need my actual email address, they don't need my actual password. They just want that for, I don't know, for survey or for their logs of how many people log in. But just don't put in your actual email address or your actual password. Because I know trains do them as well. I know shopping centers do them as well. Buses as well started doing them. So Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi is good if you just want to browse the internet, if you just want to watch YouTube videos, perfectly fine. But just don't put any credentials whatsoever. Okay? So within those, so you got your passwords, your phishing emails, and then you have your 2FA. They're like the foundation of your first line of defense of protecting yourself online. And a lot of people aren't even aware that 2FA exists and they don't really enable it. And so, yeah. What now? If you're like me, like an overachiever, you can basically answer all of the questions in the next slide. Or if you want, you can just choose three questions. And then after that, I want you to then ask the person that you're going to be speaking to next some of these questions as well, just to basically help check each other, you know? So these are the questions. For example, how long is my password? Or how long is my passphrase? How many online accounts do I have? Have I recently changed my password or recently changed my passphrase? Have I activated to SV or MFA? Have I secured my email account properly? Because people sometimes get their accounts compromised, and the moment that happens, we always run to our main email account that we signed it up on. So make sure that your main email accounts are the most secured one because that's what you use to recover your other accounts. Okay. And if you do conduct business, make sure you have a business account separated to your personal email. And then, yeah, when was the last time you checked your digital footprints? You know, how private are you in your social media? What can you share in your LinkedIn or with WhatsApp accounts? Do you delete photos in your WhatsApp accounts or passport photos or bank documents that you share on WhatsApp accounts or even in your email? Do you remove them from your sent items? And then, yeah, so check your social media security. And then, yeah, spot phishing emails or scam texts. There's a lot of scam texts. Let's say post office is the very most common one where they say, oh, you have to click this link because we missed your parcel. Even if you haven't been expecting a parcel, there's always one or two people out there that has been expecting parcel. What they'll do, they'll click the link, they'll pay 50p for it, but their card has already been stolen, been registered, and it's gonna keep charging them per month until they stop it. So yeah, so just for text, make sure that you try not to click on links as well there. With banks, if banks do text you, it'll always be their name at the top. It's not going to be a +44, it's not going to be an oh 07 number. It's going to be a HSBC, Lloyds, Barclays. It's always going to be their name. Okay. And then after that, there is more questions that you can even, if you're still not confident, you can type in NCSC Cyber Aware Action Plan in Google. Just be wary though with Google. Sometimes they have a sponsored link at the very top. So make sure you click the second one. Just sometimes it says sponsored at the bottom or underneath the link. So don't click that one. Click the second one. And then yeah, search in cyberware, yeah, for your families as well. And then if you do have any concern or if you've been defrauded, just report it to Action Fraud. And if you do or know someone that has had their Meta accounts, so Meta accounts being Facebook and Instagram, report it as soon as you can because we are in collaboration with them. We can try and get your accounts back as soon as possible. And we'll obviously ask you for some information about the account. And then other resources is for SMS. So back in the day, there's keypads, an actual button that you click on the phone. 7726 spells as spam. So if it's a spam text, make sure you forward that to 7726. It's for free. And it's very good because it does let the couriers or providers know that, what types of scam texts are there. 159, a lot of people don't know this, and it's a great, great software that the government created, and it's in conjunction with the banks. So we don't have to remember our bank's name. We just dial 159 on your landline or on your telephone, and basically a robot will ask you if you are on which bank you bank with, and then if you repeat it, he'll connect you to that bank immediately. And then obviously forward any email report for phishing, and then yeah, just Google free cyber action plan. And that's pretty much it. It's quick and easy. And if you still would like to learn more, we do have webinars as well, specific webinars. For example, dangers and safety of AI. We do for VOG, so violence against women and girls. And we do DASH, which is domestic abuse, stalking, and harassment as well. and we do safety for parents online and schools as well. So we have those, and what I'll do, I'll put it in the chat, and I'll put the link in the chat. So it's in Eventbrite. All you have to do is create an account and basically just have a ticket, and it's for free. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. And yeah, I'm more than happy. We're more than happy to try and answer it the best we can. And thank you so much for listening. I
Do you want me
appreciate
to
it.
share the video here?
Yes, so now we have a video. Apologies.
Okay. Just let me know this is working.
Oh, hi, can I help?
Can I have a hot chocolate?
What's the name?
Joelle.
What was the name?
Alex.
Alex. There you go, Johnny.
Cheers.
If you like our Facebook page, we give you a free hot drink and a free pastry.
We have a new line for Damien. We have a new line for Damien.
Hey, Carl, are you standing by?
Standing by. Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, just liked your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll search Facebook
I'm
now.
searching Google.
Have a phone number.
I've got his email address.
Okay, Carly, are you ready for information on Damien?
Yep, I am.
Mother's maiden name is He banks with
Carly, this is the girl coming in now with the blue scarf.
What's her name? Nicholas.
Nicholas. His date of birth, 7th May. She lives at 38A.
Just be a couple of seconds.
2 children, age 4 and 6. Previous address. She's got the postcode.
Yep, got it. Damien, age 26 and a fitness instructor.
How do you know that?
Brody goes to UCL. Martin went to South Thames College. Assistant psychologist at Great Ormond Street.
That is I don't understand.
Oh, better?
You know I'm a Christian as well.
Oh, yeah, we know everything about you, Martin. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Anna from Russia.
Yes, yes, it's a very scary, and again, that's what we call an open source intelligence or an OSINT, where you just basically Google someone's name. And if you imagine there's only three of them in that van, but in the actual reality of it, organized crime groups, organized crime, they have loads and loads of people doing that from day to day basis. So yeah, just double check with your social media accounts.